From the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, this is Tennessee Workforce Today. Here now is Chris Cannon.
Hi everyone and welcome to Tennessee Workforce Today. The Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development has a tremendous program that helps former inmates start over once they've served their sentence. Governor Bill Lee is a big supporter of reentry programs because he's seen firsthand how they can change lives for the better. The department spearheads reentry programs in each of the state's 9 local workforce development areas. Jessica Westhoff is the Reentry Coordinator with the department's Workforce Services Division. Jessica, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Kind of go over the program in the different areas across the state and exactly what it does.
Okay, so the basic premise of the reentry program is to alleviate this cycle of offending. So there's an offending cycle where typically a person will be released from jail or prison, and then they usually go home, but they don't usually have a home. So that's the first barrier. They often lack the education that they need, so that's another barrier. And then they often lack supporting documents to be able to find a job, such as their license, birth certificate, things of that nature. They often face the same social circles that they were in, and so there's a specific cycle that they go on. And so what the reentry program does is seek to alleviate those issues that they face when they get out. And so one of the main things that we like to do is we like to say that reentry starts when they enter. So the programs that we have statewide make sure that when they enter in, they have a plan for their exit, a successful exit. And so what that can look like is some adult education to get their high set or high school equivalency diploma. It looks like maybe them getting some post-secondary training. Another big thing that's needed is soft skills, so we do those things. So that's the basic premise of the program.
And really it's benefiting the former inmate, but it's also benefiting society as a whole because you're breaking that cycle. So
Yes.
How does that benefit the folks of Tennessee in general?
Yes, so a lot of people say, you know, why should we care about reentry? It's a public safety issue, you know, and so what we like to let the public know is that these people that are coming out because they face those difficulties often wind up reoffending due to that vicious cycle that they go into. And so what we try to do is to give them something to have hope to look forward to. Reentry is a billion-dollar business. We have a group of people that are sitting in jail and prison, and if we don't provide any type of interdiction or any type of system for change, then they come out the same way that they are. And so it hurts the economy in ways that, for instance, people think that because we have a 3.5 unemployment rate that most people are employed. Well, employers are still hurting. They're hurting to find skilled laborers. They're hurting to find people that can travel the distance they need in those rural areas. And so what we do is we make sure that we provide them with those skills and we market them to those employers so that when they get out, they have a job pool to seek from in those individuals.
We recently traveled to Clarksville to talk to some participants from the program to hear about their experiences with it.
Well, I went through the voc rehab introduced me, and you know, they helped me do my resumes and, you know, job search, and I kind of wanted something more than this, you know, just working for someone. You know, I wanted to do something for my own. That's when they introduced me to the school, you know, take my tests, and from there, you know, it's just, like I said, it's been great. I'm proud of what I am today compared to what I was years ago.
So you can see the impact it's having there in Clarksville and really across the entire state. We kind of talked about providing a new workforce, you know, putting more people into the workforce for employers, but really this has an economic impact for the entire state as well.
Yes. So the average cost for someone to be in jail or prison is around $27,000 per year. At any given time, we have about 20,000 males in the system, in the correction system, and about 2,000 females in the correction system. So that's that number times 27,000 times a year. And if you look at the statistics, Tennessee has about a 53% recidivism rate. So we are paying a double or triple sometimes or a quadruple sometimes for that same person to go in and out of the system. That doesn't take into account juvenile statistics. It doesn't take into account court costs, fines, the parole and probation officers, salaries. It doesn't take into cost health care and welfare. And so when you add up all those costs, you get into the billions of dollars just for this, because of this criminal activity in the system.
So you're really making that first contact while the inmate's still incarcerated. How do you get in there and convince them to take part in this program?
So Chris, the good thing about it is we don't have to convince participants to participate or individuals to participate. I go into the jails and the prisons, and I've been into the probation and parole offices, and these people are mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers. They're somebody's aunt and uncle. They some hold degrees, some were business owners, and they want to be productive members of society. And so we don't have to convince them. They're waiting on something, some type of ray of hope or something to make them feel like when they get out, they can, be sure-footed and be a productive member of society. But what we do is we go into the jails, we do jail in-reach, we do prison in-reach. We also have career staff that are set up in some of the facilities, and they teach job search skills. They do workshops about how to interview and how to interact. They teach soft skills. And then, of course, we have partnerships with our local TCATs, and they actually go in, and some people come out with a post-secondary degree. So no convincing, usually they're very excited and they're just open to change, and they just hope, that we can give them that.
So it's a great program. It breaks that cycle and really benefits all Tennesseans.
It does.
All right, Jessica, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
And that's all the time we have for today's edition. You can catch a new episode of Tennessee Workforce Today on the first and third Monday of each month. From all of us at the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, I'm Chris Cannon. We'll see you next time.